Hey guys, it's me, Cruel. Welcome to this quick video. I don't know how long it's going to be, but this is me addressing the situation of my reaction to ALLDAY project Wicked with their two performance videos and the situation about Tarzan and what I said about Tarzan in that video in particular, but also some more generic things that I want to say about this. First and foremost, I got quite a lot of comments from you guys that I all read and also mostly, if not all of them, replied to. I definitely felt pretty bad about not only what I said, but also, of course, the comments. I mean, they didn't make me feel great. But that's also both supposed to be the case because you guys were upset, so you want to let me know that you're upset. That therefore makes me feel sad because I wasn't at first kind of aware as to what exactly I did wrong. And then, of course, seeing a lot of bad comments kind of demotivates, of course, as a reactor. But that should be the point of this video. My point is that what I said about Tarzan in that video is a couple of things, okay? I don't want to like quote point by point, but essentially I did him dirty, to be honest. I was not the biggest fan of Tarzan in that song of Wicked. I thought his lyrics were not really that developed. I called them cringe. I also thought that his acting style, I guess, like basically acting a bit like a badass, was a bit over the top in that video. The way I did say that though wasn't as eloquent as right now potentially, but I said it in a little bit more disrespectful way that shouldn't be. Okay. Also, whenever I talked about woochan in comparison, which I really like as a rapper, or rather, he's one of my favorite rappers really, but I feel like he is a really good rapper and I want to see him rap more, and very excited for him to rap more. So whenever he rapped and only had one line in that song, I felt pretty sad and it let me affect me. And I basically bring down Tarzan by bringing up woochan, being like, oh, this is immediately better. You know, when woochan started rapping, oh, it's immediately better than Tarzan. Please just delete that second line of Tarzan, just give it to woochan. I think the way I say things also makes it seem very personal, and I'm sorry for that. I usually don't mean it like that, and most of you guys maybe don't know me yet. Maybe this is your first time watching me. And I always have to assume that people watch me the first time. I cannot just assume, oh yeah, this is how I am and you should know me, right? That's very entitled thinking. So I should not think like that, and I will try to think less and less like that, okay? It's just hard sometimes because I've been doing this for 6 years and I have my habits, I guess, almost. No excuse though. But so, basically, I apologize for bringing down Tarzan. I want to just talk more about Tarzan. So what do I like about Tarzan? I think he's a really cool guy. I watched the Day 1 video, right? If you watch my reaction to Famous and Day 1, you probably see how much more I like him in those. And the way I talked about him in Wicked made it seem like I hate him or I dislike him or I want to hate on him as a person, okay? That's not the case. What I just didn't like is his parts in the song. Nothing about him as a person. And I also maybe just don't prefer how the Black Label makes his concept for him. They had the Vogue cover the other day. If you guys saw that, Tarzan has open hair and stuff, and he looks fantastic. I wish they would do that and not the braids and stuff, you know. Although I don't really particularly mind the braids. I talked about this in my comment section. I will stay out of the whole topic of cultural appropriation because I don't know much about it and it's not my culture and stuff, so I will let other people speak on it that know more about it. So for me, that is neutral. However, the long hair just makes him look pretty different, and I really like that kind of style for him. So yeah, I just feel like they really pushed the little brother of Taehyung, kind of Taehyung from Big Bang concept on him, and that's the two things I didn't like about it. I just really projected it on him though as a person, and that's how I also voiced it out, I guess, at least in the eyes of you guys, and I did it way too badly. Like I should have explained myself more. I should have been a lot more careful with my words, and I'm very sorry for that. Yeah, so I like Tarzan as a guy from the other videos I've watched, especially. I know how he is based on the Day 1 video a lot more than just on music video basis, right? He's a really talented guy. His dancing background, especially with the like, what is it called? Like the modern dance, I guess, like the dance that he learned from his bigger sister, he said. That kind of style. He was sick there. That looked so cool. I'm mostly really excited for him. Also, he has a really cool deep voice, especially in Famous. I really like deep voice rappers. And he just seems like a nice, fun guy, to be honest. I also did say a lot of positive things in my Wicked reaction about Tarzan, but the negative things were just done so poorly from me that it outweighed, and that you guys obviously focused on that, which makes sense. But yeah, that is my video on this. I didn't want to edit anything about this. There's gonna be no intro, there's gonna be no ads, no Patreon at the end of my video. Yeah, no editing, just completely recorded this and just completely send it out just like this. I'm very sorry, and yeah, a shout out to the commenter called Lydia Dironev on the YouTube, under that video especially. Also their first time watching my reactions, and they were very constructive with their comments and their criticism, and they made me realize the most out of everyone what I really did wrong. And yeah, two main things. Once again, I did bring down Tarzan by talking about woochan being like, oh, this is much better than Tarzan's rap and stuff. And the other thing is, I will quote, just so I don't say anything wrong, that I criticized his lyrics, but I didn't criticize other lyrics, like Bailey or whatever, because I like Bailey, right? It's my bias. But I didn't criticize the lyrics as much. Let me one sentence towards that. Let me say that to me, the reason why it stands out more in Tarzan's rap, and that's why I initially, that intention behind it, why I did criticize his and not the others too much. Personally, I did criticize Annie actually, so that can't be the reason. I didn't criticize Bailey, that's true. Reason why, because her flow was actually much better. And so even if her lyrics might not be as good, the whole end product was, for me, better. I liked it a lot more. And I think with faster flow, it's like faster rap and faster flow, it's a lot easier to hide bad lyrics. For me, at least. woochan is obviously really good in the lyric. Like, he's probably needs some work on lyric too, but he's much better in rhyming and stuff. And the flow is obviously great. So there's not much really to criticize from me there. And with Tarzan, he chose, especially in Wicked compared to Famous, he chose an extremely slow, really hard pattern to rap in. And that is, it's just really, really hard to do. And as someone that doesn't have that much experience as him, presumably, that's what I assume. At least that's what it looks like, right? To me, it's a bold choice. And for me, it just didn't really work out, at least in Wicked. I think in Famous, it was better. So that's what I wanted to talk about. However, the way it sounded in my final video made it more sound like I'm a hater. And I don't want to sound for any excuses, but maybe I should just spend more time talking about it, just like I did now. Whenever I actually record a reaction, instead of trying to say it in one sentence and then just keep going. Sometimes the reason why I do that is because I don't want to talk too long, because some people are annoyed by that and they say stop pausing the video, just watch the fucking music video, you know? And so I try to just say what I think, very compacted, and sometimes that's really bad. Not only when I talk about critique points, but obviously other things as well. Maybe some things get lost in translation or in the compacting that I do. In this case, it sounded like I'm a toxic hater, and I'm sorry for that. I really don't want to be. I like Tarzan. I fucking love ALLDAY project. I really wanted to succeed because I love code groups, and there's literally no code groups out there that are great, other than Card, and we had like Triple H and Troublemaker a long time ago, you know? So, and maybe Triple J as well with Jesse. But man, there's not that many, so I really wanted to succeed. More than most people, I'm really invested. And I think you can see that energy more if you watch my Famous reaction. And I'm sorry that I failed you a bit on that, especially in the Tarzan way, in the Wicked reaction. If you guys want me to delete the Wicked reaction, just comment under here. I feel free to discuss more as well. If there's still something you want me to clear up, or also that you still didn't like that I did, but I didn't address in this video, let me know in this comment section. And yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching this. That's longer than I wanted it to be, but at the same time, the whole point of this is to not make it too short, because then I will not address what I should and how I should. So, thank you for watching, and I'm sorry once again. I'll see you guys in the next reaction. Peace. Bye-bye.